Hi everybody, how you doing? It's Aunt Rosalind. I'm ready to have an open little discussion with you all. I hope you're having a beautiful, blessed day today. How are you? How are you all today? I'm going to find you on my handy little device so that I can watch your comments and questions. I want to welcome you all. I hope you all are blessed, prosperous, filled with love, light, and truth today. I've had a beautiful and busy day today from start to finish. I've enjoyed it so much today. I'm coming forward today, and it is December 18th. I'm coming forward so I can give some information and guidance and offer just a little bit of my information and my guidance here with you all today. It's always special when I spend time with you all. I appreciate all of my subscribers, all of the watchers and the cross watchers, all of the goddesses, magical witchy people, divine masculine. We're family here at Magic Rootwork of Love and Prosperity. If you have not had time, please like, share, and subscribe. Here, you're welcome to do that. Also, when you have time, visit www.rootsoferarth.net and you'll see the beautiful products that I create with Conjure, Moon Magic, Ritual, Hoodoo, all of the beautiful products I create there. So I see that I've got one person speaking so far. Hello, how are you, Blanche? This discussion is pretty much going to be, I feel that this discussion is pretty much good as an open discussion, where if you do have a question that you feel will benefit you and one other person or someone else in the collective who is listening, it'll help another goddess, the question you're asking, it'll help another divine masculine, it'll help someone else other than just you only. If you can ask the question in a way that will help someone else. What are some of the thoughts so far with the title? Because the title is very strongly worded. Don't have sex with these types of men or women. So that's a very strong title. So what do you all want to say about the title? Are there any comments about that? Okay, while you all think about that, I'll be right back. I'm gonna disappear for 10 seconds, okay? Okay, I think that was 10 seconds exactly, wasn't it? I wanted to talk about the types of men and women that can be toxic to you, like literally toxic to you. And sometimes when we just want to, it could be different scenarios. It could be that you're in a relationship with someone. It could be that you are just wanting to, be intimate with this person. You just really are so passionate and so hot towards this person, which is a natural thing. Sometimes that is how we feel. Sometimes we just want to be intimate with the person that we have feelings for, that we're in love with. Okay. That's fine too. Normal human responses, right? We've all been there. I just wanted to take another look, a deeper step into this. I created a video about this about 8 months ago. And if you look way deep in my video list, you'll find that one. But I wanted to come on again and do a live that's also interactive with you all. Okay. Because what happens is, as I'm reviewing readings or I'm hearing questions over and over, that is really a blessing from spirit, because spirit, the higher consciousness, our guides, they try to guide us with questions that will help us to think about something, to open up to it. Okay. Um, you're getting sex magic, Blanche. Um, what's happening is there's a lot of divine feminine, and it's happening not just to divine feminine, it's happening to masculine as well. Okay. What's happening is you're sharing your energy, and at the time that you feel you have these feelings for someone, or you're really passionate, and your energy body is open, okay? Your energy body is open. So let's just have a scenario play out just for a few minutes so you'll understand this a little bit better, okay? Let's say that this person is someone that might be a friend to you. You might have some good feelings towards them, but you're super attracted to this person, and you've decided, that you're going to be intimate. You're really going to, go ahead and sleep with this person. And let's say this person has a lot of wounds. They have wounds from childhood. They have wounds. They have patterns. They have issues that are toxic they've never dealt with. They don't even want to see the truth of what's happening, or how they may still exude or live their life from these different wounds that they've had, from this trauma that they've had. And let's say this is the person that you've slept with, okay, that you've had sex with. Now, some people, they feel, well, Aunt Rosalind, if this is just someone that I see sometimes, we're not in a relationship. We just sleep together. We just have sex sometimes. That is very dangerous. That is one of the most dangerous kinds of attitudes you can have towards sex. Now, some of you, I know you don't want to hear that. I know some of you don't want to hear that. But it's something that has to be spoken on, because more and more goddesses, masculine, you're having these problems and issues. You're entangled, you're enmeshed, you're corded, your energy body is corded, your yoni space is corded, you're attached to, you're absorbing, and you're connecting, and you're sending these energies back and forth. Toxic energies. Toxic energies that are affecting your life. It's affecting your prosperity. It's affecting your personality. It's affecting how often you're depressed. Yes, it's affecting you feeling lost afterwards. Some of the goddesses, especially divine feminine, our bodies are made kind of in a receptacle, in the energy of receiving and being a receptacle for male energy. Okay? Male energy. So this male, just for example, you're sleeping with this male, and he's not healed. He does not have any higher consciousness thoughts. He's still using toxic energy. He's still projecting his energy from wounds, from hurt, from disrespect, from anger, from mental health issues, from drug addictions, because he may not want to face anything. He may not want to be awake at all. And he is basically depositing his energy into you. It's not just there in your yoni space, it's into you energetically. And then, a lot of goddesses wonder, why afterwards do I feel like I was energetically used? Why does my heart chakra feel damaged? Why do they have repetitive, obsessive thoughts about how they can reclaim their energy and their livelihood after they've been sleeping with a masculine just like that? Okay? So do you all follow what I'm saying right now? The same instance goes for feminine, with all these wounds, all the wounds never healed, shattered kind of energy, brokenness, woundedness, toxic energy, mental illness not addressed, having all of these different escape mechanisms, with the partying, only wanting to, be sexual after they've had drinks or whatever, and a masculine sleeps with her. It's going to be damaged either way. So I'm not just here trying to bash male, trying to bash masculine. That's not what I'm doing, okay? What I'm doing is trying to put more information and awareness out there, because these are the issues that I'm seeing over and over. And yes, it can go as deep as to needing a soul retrieval to try and reclaim those lost soul parts. Okay. Another issue that's coming up over and over is that when we do, have those kinds of issues, we realize it's happened, we realize what damage has been done, and we start to get insight into it, that we actually do need to take the steps to go ahead and use our cleansing, banishing, goddess rituals, root work, conjure, different ways to reclaim and clear and cleanse and release those blockages in your energy. Because if you're carrying around all of those blockages, if you have all of that damage, all of that dirty, negative kind of energy weighing you down, you need to clear it. It has to be cleared so that you can start enjoying abundance, peace of mind, happiness, understanding and knowing, your own energy, your own consciousness again. Having that peace of mind again. I'm going to stop for a second and look at the comments so far. Okay, Blanche, you said this is exactly what you're going through now. Okay, Cynthia, you said it should be a spiritual union. It's sacred. Yeah. So let me stop right here. Yeah. So Cynthia, you're saying about negative energies and these negative spirits that come through casual sex. They do. Yeah. Really, I feel we should go as far as saying that if you are with someone, or if you really like someone, you're attracted to someone, that's part of wanting to be with this person, right? Because we all have those feelings going on. So should you really even start into this whole relationship process, if you're really feeling this person is not catching on to any of this person may not be awakened to any of it or may not care to, and if you're trying to change them, if you're trying to make them understand how you are as a divine feminine goddess, or understand where your energies are as a masculine too, because I'm not just saying one way, it's vice versa, it's either way, either sex. So do you even want to take all of your time, energy, attention, your heart energy to try and make this other person match your level of energy? You know, because sex is an actual energetic exchange. That's really what is viewed as in the spiritual realm, in the energetic realm. Yes, you can even attach entities, you know, entities that actually stick around when someone is just not awakened and they're still functioning from wounds. It can go really deep and it can go really toxic. Okay, so I just want to say also, as I'm saying that, I'm hearing spirit, they're saying that we have to learn how to exercise forgiveness when we find out. Oh, look, I spilled water on my shirt. We have to exercise forgiveness when we find out just what happened, when we're looking back on a situation, on a relationship, and we realize that we were used, our energy was used. We still have to try and exercise forgiveness. Because what happens is, if you are intimate and you're having sex with someone who does not have a problem having a different sex partner every couple of months, they've got someone new, they don't care about having children with multiple people. What they're really doing is taking energy from you to try and fill their soul loss. Okay, they're trying to take it from you energetically, and they're trying to fill their holes, their spaces where they don't feel whole, they don't feel complete. Energetically, that's what they're doing with the sexual act. It's very spiritual, it's very energetic. And what happens is, oftentimes divine feminine goddesses, you end up feeling like there's something missing. Like literally, you might feel it emotionally, you might feel it mentally, you'll feel it energetically. almost like someone took something from you after you've had sex. And that is not some kind of crazy thought you're having. That's energetically and emotionally and spiritually. That's how we're made. That's how we are made, goddesses. So when you feel that way, it's real. Because I've had goddesses come to me and I've had goddesses have readings and sessions with me, and they are trying to heal some kind of trauma from back teenage years when they were in their 20s, or it could be somebody that they knew last year and they never felt whole or complete afterwards. They slept with this person and they knew that energetically they had taken something from them. It's a real thing. It's not all in your head. Okay, now I'm going to stop for a second and look at some more comments, okay? Blanche, you said God led you here. In contemplating Key, you just said that you just turned someone down for casual sex. Your soul no longer lets you engage in it. Yeah, that's really good because that is a huge indicator. When you start not to even want those kinds of interactions, it's because your soul is taking you to a different place. That's really good. Yeah. Bernadine, you said you take on some characteristics that's not yours. Yeah, that is another aspect of it too, Bernadine. And this gal, you said, how do they take it? How do you get it back? Okay, those are good questions, this gal. Um, what happens is, yes, they're taking it because their intentions, their thoughts are coming from a wound. And energetically and on a soul level, they know it. Okay, their soul knows it. So they may also have this as a thought or an intention, this gal. Okay, they have it as a thought or an intention when they do have sex. That is one of their intentions, that they want to feel better, they want to fill up spaces, they want to feel like they've conquered something and that they took something to fill in these spaces. So it's on a soul level, it's on a spiritual level, and it's on a physical level because of their intentions coming from that wound of feeling empty. Okay, so all these, these men and women who are going from partner to partner, or they're using sex and it doesn't have an attachment to anything else in their life, they're thinking it's just, they want to get this from this person and give, they don't want to give commitment. They don't want to give love, but they want to get rid of feeling bad. Does that make sense? They want to kind of release this. They want to get it out of them, this feeling hopeless, lost, not attaching anything to their heart. This is how some people come to start to feel better and try to fill their own spaces. They literally are energetically taking it from you. We make all kinds of energy exchanges with sex. We do. So this gal, you're saying, how do you get it back? Well, one aspect of it is, hopefully, through my readings and sessions, some people, I know not everyone is going to come to me, but hopefully through your own readings and sessions, and when women and men come to me and they explain different things that have happened to them, I can see the patterns and who they were involved with. And then I read out the energy, okay? Because, and I don't mean to be way over your heads or sound like this is so far-fetched, but by me being shamanic, I was trained shamanically, so I can see generational things. And sometimes the generational things are the one that you're sleeping with, the one that you're intimate with, they have wounds all the way back in their ancestry. And throughout their ancestry, all the men may have done certain things. All the women may have done certain things. Sometimes in the ancestry, all the women accepted men who never were going to be in a relationship with them. Okay, I've seen that over and over. So there's different things, and yes, there is ways to start correcting this and healing this. Okay. Because as long as you're alive, you can start working on something if you decide to, and energetically. And if your guides and your spirit guides are helping you, if your ancestors that are healed are helping you, there are ways to start releasing some of this toxic energy. Okay. A lot of the goddesses and masculine that come to me, they need to start into the second steps of working things out in their life, in their healing. Because a reading is just a reading. You learn a lot of information, but if you don't carry it through to the next steps, then is it really going to help you? If you don't integrate some of that knowledge and energy from the reading, from the session, is it really going to help you? That is something that I want more and more people to understand. You know, here in my channel, I always speak on your own divine knowledge, your own wisdom in your life. It's not just a tarot card reading and that's it. It's more than that because you're so much more than that. Tarot cards are a tool. Okay. If someone's using a pendulum is a tool. Okay. We are set to soul level energies. We're set to ancestral energies. We're multi-dimensional beings. And that's one of the things I want you all to start to look into it, start to understand it, start to feel and understand how much knowledge, wisdom, and how beautiful you are, how divine you are. Okay, so when I say, I see you, I see you. What I mean is, I acknowledge the divinity in you. I acknowledge your love, light, and truth in your life. It's not just a reading with cards, okay? I want you all to understand that. Sometimes you are going to need more. You're going to need resources. You're going to need knowledge about what is happening to you. And as I'm sitting here, I'm hearing some of you have been scarred. Scarred. That's the word Spirit is using. I'm going to look down here on the comments again. Yeah, so Cynthia, you're explaining, you're explaining, an awakened consciousness. You said energy vampires, and Cynthia, you said a partner that is running around. Yeah, that is very damaging. Multiple partners, multiple ways of getting your energy. Soul ties, yep. Cords that need to be cut, yes. And Scorpio Moon said, I can feel you're the truth. Well, thank you. Thank you. That is why I do this, you know. I'm 46 years old. I've had different types of experiences. I've had different shamanic awakening. I've had things go on with me for years, you know. And just like yesterday, last night, when I did the reading last night, the reason why I did that reading last night is because I was hearing Archangel Michael talk about the framework of twins. And they're talking about twin flames and they're talking about cosmic energy. So now I'm expanding more and more into astrology and planetary alignments. If you look down in my video selection, you'll see Libra, reconcile in love or stay away. And then there's Aries, reconcile in love or stay away. I'm starting to add the planetary and cosmic influences on your relationship because you're divine. You're a multi-dimensional creature. That's what you are. And we're affected by moons, planets, births, past lives. All of these things need to be integrated. So when you all tell me I'm getting it, I'm seeing it, you know, I understand, Aunt Rosalind, you're not just sitting here saying things, you know, saying things to get clicks or whatever, you know. I want you all to understand that. I'm looking in the comments again, okay? So you said you're having a hard time contemplating key for forgiving yourself from past mistakes, choosing the wrong man. Yeah. Well, that is a process of starting to love yourself. You love yourself the way that you would love a best friend who got used by someone, and you want to cheer them up, you want to tell them the good things about themselves. That's what you have to do with yourself too. You're worth it. Don't withhold love from yourself. You're worth the forgiveness, right? Yeah. So awakened consciousness, you're talking about someone from 2017 and you know that it was a lot of courting there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that can, because these cords and these ties and these energies, the wounds, they can go back, to someone that you slept with in your 20s and your teens. It can be years and years of this kind of attachment, and it may make you also feel, this is another key indicator, you may feel like you're not free and you're not safe to have sex with someone in a good relationship because you're still suffering from that old fear or that old wound. That can also be an indicator. Bernadine, you said you're going to wait and hear the fullness of this when you get home from work. Okay, that sounds perfect. It'll be up. It's going to still be loaded up. Yeah, and awakened consciousness, you said that this is someone from a past life relationship. Yeah. And you're really tied to him is still powerful. Even though you broke up with him a year ago, he still reaches out. So you know what I'm getting? I'm getting that if he's still reaching out to you, and this was a year ago, like you were saying, right? I'm getting that you can send him healing, send him light, send him love. You can even say some prayers. Okay, go to your sacred space. I don't know if you have an altar set up. Go to your sacred space and start speaking these things. How you would like this to start looking, how you would like this to start feeling in your life. I did a video about, is about 3 weeks ago, and it's all about your altar and what can happen, what type of altar, how to use your altar. It's called Altar Manifestation. I covered like 4 different elements of, love, prosperity, sacred healing, things that you can do at your altar. Because anyone who's awakening, I recommend that they do have an altar in their home, even if it's a small little table to set up something, so you will have sacred space. And so your spirit guides and your ancestors, your helping spirits, they can start helping you because they recognize your space and they know that that's a space to gather and go to in your home. Okay. Cynthia, you said you love and believe and lower your standards to make the person happy. Often it's subtle how they pull you into deep waters. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Because, and you know what, too? Another aspect of this, goddess and masculine, because I don't know if there's any masculine watching, but another aspect of this is that we learn through social media, through commercials, magazines, things that we're watching. For the past 25, 30 years, sex has been so out there. I mean, even more so than it was in the 60s and 70s. If you look back to the 80s, everything was sexual, commercials and this and this color lipstick, the high heels. Not to say you can't ever wear those things. I'm not saying that. It's the fact that we put it out there as if sex is just another kind of good activity. It's just an activity that feels good. And that sex is like the next thing that you kind of go to. Um, Yeah, and that is the next thing that you're going to right now, kind of like just another kind of physical activity. That's the way the media has projected it, almost like this is just something you do. And now we have so many of our teens who think that this is what you do, and then they end up with all of these excess wounds, or they end up with these toxic kind of behaviors, and they can't really figure it out themselves. They're so young, they're not really figuring out what this pattern really is, that it's really soul loss. Hi, Sharon. One of my clients said, "Hi, I'm watching you live." Oh, goodness. Yeah. So someone else says, you haven't had an altar in a long time. Yeah. Yeah. The altar is really good for you. I really feel it is. I really feel that it's like it can be the blessed space in your home. It really can be. Yeah. So, how do you all feel about um, divine masculine as far as what do they need so that this can start to, we can start to understand this more and more? Because I'm hearing spirits say this is globally, like globally, we need to come to an understanding about this. Wouldn't it be good if divine feminine started to say, after they had been on a few dates or they've been around this person for a while, if they just start to mention this, yeah, I like you, and I do understand that, sex is such a spiritual thing. It really could join us together. Just mention these things. Just throw it out there because it's from your own truth. So starting to vocalize some of these things and put it out there so that it's known. So it is the truth of your life and it's the truth of your love journey, instead of all this other stuff that's really not love. It's not healing. It's not, because sex can be very healing. It is something that can be very healing, very passionate with someone who is reciprocating that same love and soul energy here in their heart for you. Someone says, I have seen twin flame channels where they focus on sex rather than the love and the mission of twin flames. Yes. Yeah, well, I've seen, which I understand. I know that tarot is a visual. Tarot cards are really a visual, and tarot and oracle cards they can match the energy of what's happening. If as long as it's a clear channel of that person that they're coming through. The reader, and I understand that. Everyone likes to see the tarot and the oracle because it's so pretty, and all those different colors and pictures and everything. However, it's not everything. It's not the whole aspect of it, Or, for example, when I do love triangle readings, the love triangle readings, I started doing those because my readings are based on what people are asking for and what they're questioning in their life. So the love triangle readings that I do, it shows what's happening in your relationship and it shows what's happening with the third person. Because that third person is often you. You may be the third person. And oftentimes you may not even know that you are the third person until certain things happen to awaken you. Yeah. Okay, I'm looking back down at comments. Okay. Yeah, I don't want this to be yeah. Spirit just said make this a channel of forgiveness. That's what Spirit just said to me. I don't want this to be the channel of bashing any men because we need our divine masculine. I'm not saying you need them to live. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that we need them in their beauty, in their honor, in their energy, in their strength, in their power. We need divine masculine on this earth. The divine masculine, they've always, that was the original intention, the original plan, the original blueprint. They protect this land, they protect divine feminine. They protect us and allow us to walk the earth freely with our creativity. That was, to support. And I'm seeing some beautiful energies as I'm saying this. I'm really seeing some beautiful energies. I feel like one of my guides is here. Okay, is there anything else that anyone else would like to say? Is there one burning question that you feel like, it might help you, it might help another person who's listening right now? Is there any other question? Okay, let me read out some of these. I'm going to try to incorporate some mirror work on my journey to more self-love. Mirror work. Well, that sounds beautiful. Someone else says, have you done a past life regression? I don't do past life regression. I was shamanically trained, but that is something that I could do one day. I'm sure I can because it requires hypnosis. I do shamanic things, which is shamanic drumming, where you are allowed to journey and go backwards if you would like. Shamanic soul retrieval, I do those things. I do past life and actually read through what happened, like what happened in a previous life, what ties this person may have to you, what you did in your previous life. Why is it that you're corded and attached, or why are there certain patterns playing out over and over in your life? I do those things because I access theta brainwave. Theta brainwave. Yeah. Looking into Akashic records, yeah. There's a lot of people who are able to access their own Akashic records. It depends on what techniques you're using. Some people use a pathway prayer. That's what some people use to access their Akashic records. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm also hearing that some of you goddesses listening, because I'm just telling you what Spirit is telling me in my ear while I'm sitting here. Some of you are psychic. Some of you are psychic. And I encourage different goddesses that come to me and different masculine that come to me. I encourage them to look into their own abilities so that they're not asleep on their own abilities. Okay? Because it is possible for some, when you start into your healing process and you've been healing and you've been awakening for a while, to start doing some of these things that we all used to do, so many years ago, thousands of years ago, to help ourselves heal, to help our family heal, to help our children heal, but sometimes you cannot always help the person who was with you and you're having all this passion. You can't always help them to heal, especially not right at that time. I'm hearing also that there's like a 6 month wait for somebody. It's like 6 months to wait to try and reconnect with them and try and get into more and more things. It's almost like you're going to have to come back together with them in about 6 months, and it's going to have to be very slow, very, very slow. Okay. When you come back together with this person. But I feel like it's going to happen in maybe another 6 months or so. So, contemplating, Key, you said you're happy you found my channel. You're going to keep on this journey. Well, that's good. Thank you. And you said awaken consciousness. You just got a book on past life regression. Yeah, because a lot of the shamanic healing, because shamanic healing is ancient healing. It's ancient wisdom from thousands upon thousands eons ago, and it's really to do with going into your past, and that is very healing sometimes. And what is it, this gal Sal? You said, oh no, you hope that isn't you. What is it? Contemplating Key, you said you believe you have psychic abilities. You recently bought a fairy deck of tarot cards and they really are speaking. That's good. They're really speaking to you. That's good. They're sinking to your energy. That's good. Awaken consciousness, you said you're Hindu and you have your chart done since birth. Okay. They said you were a guru. Oh, okay, wonderful. Well, that's beautiful. So you didn't have to waste your time bumping your head like a lot of us do in the Western culture. You didn't have to waste your time bumping your head if you had a chart when you were little, right? You said the 6 month wait. So that scares you? Does that frighten you, this gal Sal? I know it's you, Joanna. I just didn't say your name because you didn't say it. So yeah, I know it's you, Joanna. You said you don't want the 6 month wait. That scares you. What? Before you speak to them again? Before you speak to the person again? Oh, you said Awaken consciousness, you said you did anyway. You bumped your head anyway because you were stubborn. Okay. Well, that's like most of us, right? That's like most of us. When I was a child, I used to question everything. And I knew like the questions I was asking, it was like so much more in depth than what a kid really should be asking, you know? I literally and I remember my mother telling me in my adulthood, she used to tell me, she used to say, "Well, why, why are you asking? You're asking me why is the sky blue? You're asking me why is the grass green? But why? Why is the sun like that?" And she said that when I was a teenager, she used to tell me, you would ask me things like you were trying to figure out what Earth was, like you were trying to figure out what was the existence, what was this whole thing about. And also, I had a couple of different accidents when I was little that nobody can really explain right now. And one of them kind of tickles me because I was little and I got up out of my crib. I don't even think I've told this story publicly, but I was little, like 4 or 5 months old, and I actually got out of my crib and was on the outside of the crib, hanging on to the crib from the outside. And my mom came up to my room and looked at me. She opened the door and looked at me, and I was hanging on to the outside of my crib with my little hands and my little feet hanging out to the outside of the crib. And she still, you know, she does not understand how in the hell that happened. I had these different kind of weird accidents. Oh, okay, I'm looking back at the comments here. You said you felt like you were in a coma, and when you turned 30, you woke up and remembered the gifts that you had. Yeah, that sounds like a true journey there of having the gifts, definitely. You're a Libra, but Scorpio ascendant. Okay. So Scorpio is a very intense ascendant you have because you're not afraid to explore even death. And Joanna, you said lots of resistant energy right now. I'm impatient. So Joanna, you have a fear that you won't hear from your divine masculine for 6 months. Is that the fear? Okay. And you went into hermit mode and you're okay, you're finding yourself. Mm-hmm. Barbara, you said I know nothing before it happens and I'm a Pisces. Oh, you said you do know things before they happen and you're a Pisces. That's a very psychic and intuitive sign. Is Pisces, Barbara. A Scorpio moon, you said, how do you hear guides? For me, I didn't hear them all the time. I didn't hear them all the time. I was very much in a divine masculine 9 to 5 mode, okay, where I kept telling myself to just keep trying to believe all that was Christian and all that was in the Bible because it was religious based. And I was functioning in a fear based mode, even though the women in my family have always been psychic. And even though we've always known things, okay, so here I am moving along, trying to tell myself to hold on to this 9 to 5 masculine, get your second degree, which I do have 2 degrees, but everything was on that mode, that hamster wheel. You know how we get on that hamster wheel? And I still kept focusing on that. And after I started to have my shamanic training lasted a whole year. Before my shamanic training was over, I had done soul retrievals, sessions, drum journeys, worked one to one with my shamanic teacher, and everything opened. And what I found out was in the very beginning of everything opening was that I was able to hear my spirit guides just fine. And in drum journeys, I was able to see. And I was also able to go back to my beginning, my actual go through my Akashic records to have experiences, words, thoughts, guidance from my ancient guides. I was able to see and hear everything. Now today in my daily life, it's just part of my life. I hear them, I feel them, I see them. And one of the things you want to make sure you're doing you want to make sure you're doing, Scorpio Moon, is when you are talking to guides or you start feeling like it's time for you to awaken and start hearing them, you have to say, highest healed love and light, highest healed truth, protection. You want to make special pleas to Archangel Michael to protect you. You don't want to welcome in all spirits. You don't want to do that. Okay, so you have to be safe. You have to have some logic along with this spirituality too. Okay. Yes, synchronicities are huge. You will start to notice more and more synchronicities, definitely. So, Joanna, you said, I'll hear from him. I just feel like I won't see him for a while, just a feeling. So, Joanna, it sounds like you're being called in to have your own life, your own existence for a while until you see him or hear him again. So it looks like that's what's taking place. So do you feel that you won't make it? Do you feel that it's not going to be good to be with yourself and to hear your own self and your own thoughts for a while? Do you feel like you can't find other things in your life that inspire you and make you happy? So it sounds like your guides, your ancestors are taking you down a path, Joanna. That's what it feels like to me. It sounds like there's more truth needed in yourself and in your soul and in your consciousness, okay? That's what it sounds like to me. Cancer, Capricorn, North Node, South Node. You're battling coming off that hamster wheel. Yes. It's definitely adjustments because we're here on Earth, right? We're here in our human body and our human thoughts. So we're here on Earth, right? So it does take a lot of awakening and transitioning. Well, Joanna, you're saying no, you're just impatient. No, that I don't believe that. I believe you got a lot of fears of being alone with yourself and being totally honest. So I can say that. You're welcome. Boy, my throat. I've been burning incense today too, though. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start concluding. Do you all think I should do a small tarot read to conclude and end this on? I like my I have some new decks that I bought. I bought 3 new decks in the past 2 weeks. I love them. I love these new decks. I love having the different colors and options, and some of my guys speak differently through different decks. So I like my decks. Okay, I'm gonna prop my phone up. Let's see. I'm gonna prop it so I can see. Okay. I think that's good enough. Okay, let's see here. Okay, hang on 1 second. Okay. Okay, so what I'm hearing is I'm hearing what deck to use, and I'm also hearing that men are going to speak through this deck. That's what I'm hearing. Men are going to. Well, you're welcome, Scorpio Moon. If any of you want to donate, you can donate to my channel. You can go to paypal.me/roots220. paypal.me/roots220. You can make a donation if you would like. Okay, spirits of light and truth. Okay. Go ahead and speak to us through the deck, please. And you can speak to me in my ear as well. Okay. I'm just going to go with the cards that are popping. Spirits of love, light, and truth. Spirits of love, light, and truth. Spirits of love, light, and truth. You speak. What do you want? Just to know. Thank you, this gal, Sal. Thank you, Joanne. Mm-hmm. What is it in the highest good? You liked it? Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to speak on the cards so far that have flipped. And I'm hearing this is speaking for the men. This is what, thank you, Joanna. Thank you. Okay, this is the Four of Swords in reverse. So a lot of them, this is what I'm hearing. I'm trying to tell you what I'm hearing in my ear, okay, and also getting with the card. I'm hearing that there are some of the male, some of the masculine, they're involved in toxic energy, and they are not taking a rest. They're not putting their swords down. They're resisting any kind of contemplating where they may be in a meditative state for a long time. They're resisting it. Okay, so some of the males and the masculine, don't be surprised when they go off to themselves for a few months and it seems that their energy has changed. What they're doing is seeking advancement spiritually. Okay, because as they get older, they're going to need that wisdom. Okay, this is the King of Pentacles in reverse. I'm also hearing that the masculine is lonely. Okay, this is the Pentacles in reverse. This means due to different circumstances and things that don't involve their own free will, they have not made advancements. They have not made advancements. So this is career, finances, work, family, and it's in the reverse. Okay, now this is all masculine energy. Okay, they're saying they've been in debt. Okay, they're also saying they're having a fear of dating. Even dating, they have a fear of it. Okay, that's exactly what I'm getting. This is divine masculine, thinking about home, family, spirituality, and thinking about feminine. This is their thought about feminine and family. The Ten of Cups, which means family, marriage, children, beautiful home, beautiful car, signing on leases together, signing on mortgages together, signing in agreements together. Okay, so divine masculine still does think of you. He still thinks of this family together. He still thinks of marriage together. But he's got these other things going on that are not in the upright. This is the only one that's in the upright. It's when he thinks of you, home, family, children, engagements, marriages, the balance, the love there. So he is still thinking of divine feminine. Now we have the Two of Discs in the reverse. Okay, so this is him coming out of some of those decisions where he does not know, what should I do? What should I do with my money? What should I do with my foundation? What should I do? Where should I live? How much should I spend? Should I go ahead? Okay, so he's coming out of some of that. Okay, it's in the reverse. So he's thinking about it and he's going to make moves. Okay, let's find out a little bit more here. I'm hearing that. Okay. The next thing I'm hearing is that he's not going to make these moves unless he's forgiven. That's exactly what I'm hearing. We have to release them. Release them. If you're hanging, clinging. I've said that before. I said it in the reading from about 4 days ago. If you look in the video list, it was about that as well. They can't fully make these moves if divine feminine goddesses are hanging and clinging, and we're not even being very feminine anymore. We're just being clinging and needy and desperate. It's like that energy of letting them go to feel free, to feel powerful, to go ahead and make their decisions and to have their healing moments, to have their awakenings. That's your answer, Scorpio Moon. That's why. That's why. Okay. So let's pick up on, yeah, I'm hearing that it's wisdom, wisdom, wisdom. See, we've had 2018 goddesses and masculine. I don't know if there's any masculine watching, We've had the whole 2018, part of 2017 to awaken to how much wisdom we have. We have a lot of power and wisdom. Goddess and masculine, we have a lot of power and wisdom. We've gained it. We've had so much experience. Okay. Let's go to feminine and find out what's going on with feminine. Okay, let's see here. Feminine. 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 I'm hearing for feminine as some kind of toxic energy going on. Still some kind of healing, clearing, release for feminine here. Marriage. Okay, so we've got Queen of Swords here. A lot of clarity that Divine Feminine wants. Goddesses want their clarity so they can go ahead and make good decisions for 2019. A lot of goddesses want to cut out any BS. They literally want to cut out any BS. Let's see here. Wow. Okay, feminine goddesses. Okay. What's happening here is there's a lot of us that are afraid to have a new beginning. So when I explained to you all that it's time to go ahead and have your soul mission, go ahead and step out and release masculine so that you can start understanding self-love and your soul mission. We have the Fool in reverse, afraid to move ahead. Okay, Ten of Swords, you're afraid that this is going to be the ending. Okay, so the energy of Divine Feminine Goddess is coming through as being very afraid. She's afraid of herself, afraid of self-love, afraid of her own soul mission. So really, goddesses, you're not going to be able to blame the masculine, not for that. You can't blame masculine for that. Also, I'm seeing that your foundation is not secure right now. You want more income. You want a different place to live. You want a different kind of thing you want to sign for. You know, you're worried about your prosperity, your foundation, your roots, where to put your roots down. I'm also seeing the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So Divine Feminine Goddesses, it's a lot of work still to be done. Okay, you can't always call it out on the masculine and you're not doing your work. Okay, it's a lot of work that still needs to be done. Okay. Okay, so on the bottom, I'm also seeing a lot of powerful cards on the bottom as well for feminine. A lot of the goddesses, you're putting yourself in this prison. It's a self-imposed prison. You could easily break free of this if you wanted to. You can easily break free of this. The Nine of Swords, you're starting to come out of this. This is like a self-imposed kind of anxiety and worry. So some of you are starting to come out of that. A lot of you Divine Feminine Goddesses, you're afraid of the unknown. You can't see the future, so you're terrified. You're terrified because you don't know what's going to happen next. But you want what's right. You want different things to be called into justice in your life. You want what's right. That's good. That's good. Okay. You want this and you want this. Here it is, the Queen of Swords. So this is letting me know a lot of the goddesses, you want to cut out BS in your life. You want what's yours. You want what's theirs. You want what's good that's coming to you, what's due to you. You're ready to give up the non-clarity, not having clarity. Okay, that's beautiful that you're feeling that way. Okay, so let's see the comments. You said you're very concerned with where to put roots. It sounds like you need a session or you need to start journaling. That's what it sounds like, Joanna. Key, you said you're on point, Rosalind. Your landlord just told you he sold my house. Oh, I know I have to move on. Job got bought up to a new. Oh, I see. Yeah. So you're having those things that really change your foundation. It's like where to live, how to have your money flow. Yeah, I do a lot of prosperity work too. I do a lot of abundance and prosperity work. A lot of manifesting work. You said, Joanna, you said you hate not knowing what will happen. That's the worst. Not controlling, risk adverse. You're calling it risk adverse. Sounds like a company. Sounds like a company slogan or logo or something. Oh, yeah. Okay, you all. I do have to go. Okay, I have to go. I'm not sure when I'll sign on again later. Okay, but I wish you all the best. You all take care. Have a blessed night. Okay.